Welcome everyone. In this video, I am going to talk about change of variables in double integral. In case if you are new to the channel, you should subscribe it so that you can get good quality video content. So let's start. First of all, let us look at the rule. Rule is very simple. Suppose we have xy variable in which the original problem is given, and I want to change the problem into a new variable, that is u and v. The question arises that why should we change the variable? So to answer this, there are two possibilities. The first possibility is that in some of the question it is asked that you have to change the variable, right? So of course we have no choice in that case, but in some of the problems we realize that by changing the variable the computation becomes very easy, and sometimes it is also important for problem solving, because if you directly go by the original variable x and y, it becomes quite complicated and the integration may not be possible. But by changing the variable it becomes quite easier, and these 3 points you will understand through problem solving. So I will not take much time and I will start problem solving. So the idea is that you have the original variable in x and y, and then you change it to the new variable, that is u and v. But when you change the variable, you multiply it by the Jacobian of transformation and you take the mod value of j. What is the Jacobian? That we have introduced in one of our previous video. In case if you are new to the channel, you should watch the playlist completely so that you get better idea about the thing. So let's start. First problem. So the first problem is that evaluate the integral over the region R, where R is the region x square plus y square is less than or equal to a square. So first thing I want all of you to understand that just try to solve it in the regular variable, that is the original variable x and y, and then you will realize that it is quite difficult at especially the computation part. So first of all, what is the reason that is given? The reason that is given is that x square plus y square is less than or equal to a square. So for your understanding, if I can kind of set the reason, this is the reason inside the circle of radius a, right? This is the reason over which we have to integrate it. Okay, now if I go by the process earlier explained, then what we will do, either I will take a horizontal strip or I will take a vertical strip to cover the region. So suppose I take a vertical strip, right? So if I take a vertical strip, the vertical strip will look like this. So if I have to integrate it, what will be the limit of integration? I will take a square minus x square minus y square, and since I am taking the vertical strip, I will write dy dx, and this is the curve, that is x square plus y square is equal to a square. So as you know that if you take the vertical strip, you basically take the limit of y. So what is y? Y is under root a square minus x square plus minus. So you take minus under root a square minus x square to plus under root a square minus x square. And then the limit of x changes from, this is point minus a to point a. So I take it from minus a to a, right? So this is the way you can evaluate it. But I believe that computation will be quite complicated. But I will solve this problem. See, this is also a way to solve the problem. But since we are talking about change of variable, I want to change this variable, that is xy variable, into a new set of variable, that is r theta variable. So in change of variable, so let me solve it by changing the variables. And you will realize yourself that why changing the variables in this case will make the computation easier. So what is the change of variables? So I am putting in place of x, I am putting r cos theta. So originally the variables are x and y, and the new set of variables are r and theta. So x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. So when you actually take the polar coordinate, because what I am doing, I am changing, this is xy coordinate system, that is Cartesian coordinate system, and now I am changing it to the polar coordinate system, that is r theta coordinate system. So in polar coordinate system, to cover the entire region, I take a strip like this. So suppose I take a strip like this, which starts at origin r is equal to 0 and goes up to the point, that this point means if I go up to the circle at this point, r will be equal to a, right? And you move it. Let me draw how you will cover the region. So I'm going to cover the region like this. You can see the way I am trying to draw it. So I'm going to move this strip in anti-clockwise direction, and by moving this strip in anti-clockwise direction, which is always starting at r is equal to a and going up to r is equal to 0 and going up to r is equal to a. So if you move the strip like this, you will be able to cover the entire region. Okay, so let me change it. So this problem which is given will change into what? This will become equal to, and I will have a square and minus x square, and actually if I take it, this thing can be written as a square minus x square plus y square and dx dy, right? So if I rewrite it again, and I'm starting from here so that I can save the space. So I will write a square, and this is over the region. If I call this region R, which is originally in xy plane, so this is a square minus r square, because x square plus y square will become r square, and then dx dy will change into dr d theta. And this is what I want to show you in the previous slide, that if you are changing it into uv variable, it will change into du dv. But you also have to multiply it by the Jacobian of transformation. So you have to multiply it by r here in this case. Now you may ask me that what is this r? So those who are watching the videos continuously or kind of sequentially, they might be aware that r is the Jacobian of transformation from xy variable to r theta variable. So this is a standard transformation. So that is why we can write the r value directly, right? We don't have to actually calculate, because this is a standard transformation and we have to remember it. And this is also one important question for multiple choice, that if we are taking x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta, then r, which is the Jacobian of transformation from xy system to r theta system, is given by del xy by del r theta. And if you do this computation, this value will be equal to r. So we have r dr d theta. And now what will be the limit? So as I have explained you, that to cover the region, what you basically do, what you do to cover the region, you take strips which starts at like this. How does it start? It starts at r is equal to 0 and goes up to r is equal to a. So the limit of r is equal to 0 to r is equal to a. And then you move it in anti-clockwise direction. So you start at theta is equal to 0 and then you keep moving it. So you move it, and like you take a complete round and you come back to the same point. So actually you have taken theta is equal to 0, and if you complete one round, actually you have covered 2 pi. So theta is equal to 0 to 2 pi. Now the next thing is just to evaluate it. So to evaluate, I am continuing over here. So the limit of theta is 0 to 2 pi, and I have to integrate it with respect to r. So here we have a square and r. So if I integrate, I will get a square into r square by 2, and minus you have r square and r, so that is r cube, whose integration will be r to the power 4 by 4, and limit of integration will be 0 to a and then d theta. Sorry. So now if you put r is equal to a here, what will you get? You will get 0 to 2 pi and a square into a square, that is a to the power 4 by 2. And if you put a here, you will get a to the power 4 by 4. So that will give you a to the power 4 by 4 and then d theta. If you put 0, it will become 0 and it will become 0. I hope you got it, because I am getting a to the power 4 by 2 minus a to the power 4 by 4. So that will give me a to the power 4 by 4. And now I have to evaluate it with respect to theta. So a to the power 4 by 4 is constant. Integration of d theta is theta. Limit is 0 to 2 pi. So I will write it a to the power 4 by 4 and then 2 pi minus 0. So what did I get? I got pi into a to the power 4 by 2. And this is the solution of this problem. So you see that the computation is very easy. We don't have to do any kind of complicated computation here, and that has happened because I have changed the variable. Okay, so to make it more clear, I'm going to take this problem now. that evaluate the integral over the region R, where R is the region in the xy plane bounded by the circle x square plus y square is equal to 4 and x square plus y square is equal to 9. So now I think you are already clear about the idea that what we have to do. So I am going to change the variable. So let me first draw the reason. The reason is x square plus y square is equal to 4. So this is a circle. It does not look like a circle, but I hope you will kind of accept this as a circle. Okay. So this is the circle whose radius is 2, because x square plus y square is equal to 4 can be seen as x square plus y square is equal to 2 square. And then we have the circle x square plus y square is equal to 9. So that can be seen as x square plus y square is equal to 3 square. So I draw it. Okay. So how do I draw it? So I draw it like this. Good circle. Okay. Good enough, I think. So evaluate this over the region where R is the region in xy plane bounded by the circle x square plus y square is equal to 4 and x square plus y square is equal to 9. So you see what is the region that is being bounded. Can you see I am setting the region? And first of all, I would suggest you that in the problem they have not specified that you have to change the variable. But what do you think, taking the horizontal or vertical strip, will the computation be easier or difficult? To get a better idea about that question that I have just raised, I would suggest you to try to solve it by taking, horizontal or vertical strip, because if you take horizontal or vertical strip, the computation will be quite difficult, and I want you to convince yourself. Don't believe me. Yes or no? To learn maths, the best way to learn math is to do maths. A famous person said this. Possibly that famous person I don't remember, but since you have heard it from me, you can consider that I am that not so famous person. Yes, being famous is something that people aspire to, but anyway, that is not a point here. So let me come back to the original problem. So if I have to change the variable, what I have to do, I have to take a strip like this. I am taking a strip like this. Okay. And this strip I will move, as you can see, from this point. So I am drawing the strip and going back to like this. So here also I am going to change the Cartesian into polar coordinates. So I take x is equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sin theta, and in this case the dx dy, as I already have told you, will be replaced by r dr d theta, where this r is the Jacobian of transformation. So this problem will reduce to what? I am not writing this, I am directly changing it to the polar coordinate. So under root x square plus y square, that is under root r square, which is equal to r, and then dx dy, so that is equal to into r dr d theta. And can you take the pause and decide what will be the limit? So since if you see the strips that we are taking, which are starting at the inner circle, so at this point r is equal to 2. If I ask you, if you are starting at this point, what is the value of r? At the value of r at this point is equal to 2, so I will take r is equal to 2, and then you are going up to this point. So what is the value of r? The value of r is equal to 3, and then you are starting at this initial line, means theta is equal to 0, and taking a complete round. And as you know that when we measure the angle, we measure the angle in anti-clockwise sense. So that is what I am saying, that is starting from theta is equal to 0 and moving in an anti-clockwise sense, we take a complete round and go up to theta is equal to 2 pi. So this is what we have got. Now if I evaluate it, theta is equal to 0 to 2 pi, and here we have r into r, that is r square, whose integration will be r cube by 3, and limit of integration will be 2 to 3 and then d theta. Now if I put the values 3, so 3 into 3 into 3, 27 by 3 and minus 8 by 3, so I will get 19 by 3, right? And limit is 0 to 2 pi and then d theta. So 19 by 3 is a constant, integration of d theta is theta, limit is 0 to 2 pi. So what I will get? I will get 38 pi by 3, because if I put theta is equal to 2 pi and 0, I will get 38 pi by 3. So this is the answer. Now you can see that how easy the computation has become. If you try to solve it in Cartesian coordinate system, that is xy system, the computation will be quite complicated. And again I repeat, just try to think about it. If you are not doing, at least think and realize that working in Cartesian coordinate system, if you are solving this problem, will be quite complicated. So these two problems that I have done were kind of easier problem where we can do it very directly. But now I am going to talk about a general kind of problem where we are going to use a transformation which is not necessarily the very standard transformation, because in the previous two problems we have changed the Cartesian to polar, and in that the transformation was kind of a standard because I was aware about the Jacobian of transformation and all. But here it is slightly not that a standard. So let me solve it. Evaluate this integral over the region R where R is the rhombus with the successive vertices at pi 0, 2 pi comma pi, pi comma 2 pi and 0 comma 2 pi. So before I solve the question, I just want to quickly draw this region. Okay, and so let me draw this region. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is an important question. So listen this very carefully, because if you are able to understand this question, possibly you will be able to understand the change of variable in any kind of problem. So we have the successive vertices at pi comma 0. So pi means 3.14, something like that. So it is pi comma 0, and then 2 pi comma pi. So let me make this strip slightly what you call bigger, the axis slightly bigger, otherwise it will not look good. Looking good is also important, no? We all focus a lot on appearing good. So we have this 2 pi comma pi, so somewhere around here, 2 pi comma pi, then pi comma 2 pi somewhere around here, and then 0 comma 2 pi, so something like this. So this is pi comma 0, this is 2 pi comma pi, and this point is pi comma 2 pi, and this point is 0 comma 2 pi, right? 0 comma 2 pi, is it okay, or I think it should be 0 comma pi? So it is not 0 comma 2 pi, it is 0 comma pi, otherwise it will not remain a rhombus. So let me just quickly correct it. So it is 0 comma pi. Okay, now if I draw it, this is how the picture will look like. I hope the picture is clear. So let me call this as origin O, vertex A, vertex B, vertex C and vertex D. So before I solve this question, first of all we need to quickly write the equations of the line. So what is the equation of the line AD? If I write the equation of the line AD, it is given by it is making an intercept of length pi on x-axis and an intercept of length pi on y-axis. So it is x by pi plus y by pi is equal to 1. So this implies x plus y is equal to pi. I hope you remember the intercept form of the line. Its x-axis intercept is a and y-axis intercept is d. So that is of length pi. So x-axis intercept is pi, of length pi, and y-axis intercept is also of length pi. So x by pi plus y by pi is equal to 1. So x plus y is equal to pi. Now this line DA is parallel to line this, so let me write it over here. So this equation of this line is x plus y is equal to pi. So these two lines AD and BC are parallel, so the line BC will have equation like what? This equation will also be x plus y is equal to some constant. You know that if you have to write the equation of a parallel line, so if the line is something like ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, the parallel line will have equation like ax plus by plus k is equal to 0. Only the constant term change. So x plus y, this will remain the same. But x plus y in this case actually is passing through 2 pi comma pi will be equal to 3 pi. So the equation of the line BC will be x plus y is equal to 3 pi. I hope you understand the basic coordinate geometry. Now if I ask you what is the equation of the line AB, so line AB, this I am talking. So this is x plus y pi, this is x plus y 3 pi. Equation of the line AB can be written as what? I can consider now 2-point form. So 2-point form means y minus y1. So y minus 0, if I call this x1 y1, by x minus x1, so that is x minus pi, is equal to y2 minus y1, that is pi minus 0, by x2 minus x1, that is 2 pi minus pi. So I will get what? I will get this will be x minus pi, and this is pi by pi. So this is pi by pi, so that cancels. So I get y is equal to x minus pi. So this will give me x minus y is equal to pi. I hope it is clear. And just let me check whether I have got it right or not. So if you take x means pi minus pi minus 0, so that will be pi. So it corrects. It is correct here. So this is pi, not 4. So this is equal to pi. I believe that you are getting, because it is a basic coordinate geometry. Now I have got the equation of the line AB, so I need to get the equation of the line CD. So line CD, since line CD is parallel to the line AB, its equation will be something like x minus y, and now this is passing through the point 0 comma pi, so or pi comma 2 pi, so it will be 0 minus pi, that is equal to minus pi. So we have got the equation of this line, that is x minus y is equal to pi, and equation of that line, that is x minus y is equal to minus pi. Okay, now we have got the 4 lines equation. What we have to do now is to change the variable. So I would suggest you to take a pause and think that what kind of change of variable would you suggest here. So because you have already got sufficient hint by just looking at the equation of the 4 lines to be able to decide that what kind of change of variable can be done. So you can clearly see that if I have to change it, I can make a change. Let me introduce that change, that I take let u is equal to there are 2 variables that I am going to use, u and v. So I am going to take u is equal to anything, either x plus y or x minus y. So I'm taking u is equal to x minus y, and I'm going to take v is equal to x plus y. So if I do that change, what will happen, that this u will vary from minus pi, because x minus y is u, so u will vary from minus pi to pi, and v will vary from pi to 3 pi. But see, this is not needed in the problem, but just for better understanding, I am going to do one more thing so that you understand it more clearly. So what I am going to do, I am going to draw another region, and that region I am going to call as UV region. So you understand that how the change of variable works. So suppose, let me call this as U axis, and let me call this axis as V axis, right? And with this set of variable, that is u is equal to x minus y and v is equal to x plus y. So we have the point like pi comma 0. We have the point like pi comma 0. So this is in xy system. If I change it into the new variable system, that is uv system, what will be u and v? So u is pi minus 0, so that is equal to pi, and v will be pi plus 0, so that will also be equal to pi. If I take the variable like 2 pi comma pi, so 2 pi comma pi, u will be 2 x minus y, that is 2 pi minus pi, that is equal to pi, and v will be 2 pi plus pi, that is equal to 3 pi. If I take the third point, which is pi comma 2 pi, so what will be pi comma 2 pi? It will be pi minus 2 pi, that is equal to minus pi, and pi plus 2 pi, that is equal to 3 pi. And if I take the fourth point, that is 0 comma pi, so what will be x minus y? X minus y will be 0 minus pi, that is minus pi, and 0 plus pi, that is equal to pi. So let us plot these points in UV plane. So the first point we have got is pi comma pi. So let me call this point here pi comma pi, somewhere over here. Then the next point is pi comma 3 pi. So pi comma 3 pi, x is pi, y is 3 pi. We have to draw a bigger, let me adjust in this only, because otherwise it will be slightly difficult to adjust. So let me call this point pi comma pi, this point pi comma 3 pi. You should not be worried about the scale, because it is just a rough sketch. We are not using any scale here. So just to understand it, this is pi comma pi, this is pi comma 3 pi, minus pi comma 3 pi. So minus pi comma 3 pi. So pi minus pi comma 3 pi will be here. So this point is minus pi comma 3 pi, and this point is, the last point is minus pi comma pi. So we get minus pi comma pi. So we have this reason here, right? Now I think you are smart enough to understand that what has happened. Originally the reason was ABCD. Now if I have changed it to the UV coordinate system, let me call it PQRS, right? And in PQRS, it is clear that we just take a vertical strip like this and we move it from S to P. So if we take the vertical strip, it will be the limit of V. And how the V will change? The V will change from pi to 3 pi. So that is also clear from here also. If you look at the V that we have taken, what is V? V is equal to x plus y, and here x plus y is changing from, let me write V is equal to x plus y, and it is changing from pi to 3 pi. And if I talk about U, what U is equal to x minus y, and it is changing from, this point is minus pi to pi, so this is changing from minus pi to pi. So everything is clear. In place of x minus y, I will put u. In place of x plus y, I will put v. Dx dy will be replaced by du dv. Limit of u will change from minus pi to pi. Limit of v will change from pi to 3 pi. But one thing that we need to still evaluate is the Jacobian of transformation, because in the previous two problems we have noted that the Jacobian of transformation that I was using was a standard transformation. But here it is not a standard transformation. We have to calculate it. So let's move to the next page to calculate the Jacobian of transformation. So we have u is equal to x minus y and v is equal to x minus x plus y. And what we have to calculate? We have to calculate j. So we have to change xy system into uv system. So we have to calculate j, that is del xy by del uv. So see, I'm just trying to explain there are two ways to calculate it. One is that if I want to change calculate Jacobian for xy to uv, first of all we have to write xy in terms of uv. So how can we write x and y in terms of uv? So x can be written as, if I add these two, if I call this as 1 and this as 2, and if I add both of them, I will get x minus y and x plus y will give me just 2x. So 2x is equal to u plus v, so x will be equal to 1 by 2 u plus v. And if I ask you what is y, so how will you get y? You just write v minus u. So if you subtract, y will be actually equal to 1 by 2 times v minus u. I hope you got it. If I subtract x plus y, and from this I subtract minus x minus y, so I will get what? I will get this minus x and x cancel, y minus minus y will be 2y. So that is v minus u. So the Jacobian of transformation can be written as del x by del u and del x by del v, and then del y by del u and del y by del v. You see, there are so many components that we are learning through the same problem. So if I calculate this, how much it will be? Del x by del u. So if I differentiate this with respect to u, I will get 1 by 2. If I differentiate this with respect to v, I will get 1 by 2. If I differentiate y with respect to u, I will get minus 1 by 2. If I differentiate y with respect to v, I will get 1 by 2. So I will get how much? I will get 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, that is 1 by 4, and plus 1 by 4. So what I got is 1 by 2. So the Jacobian of transformation value that I am getting is equal to 1 by 2. See, there is another way to you could have calculated the Jacobian of transformation, because I want j, that is del xy by del uv. So actually I am changing the xy system into uv system. So what else I could have done, and see, this is not something that you have to do in the same problem. My aim is to give you the different possibility, that is why I am explaining. So you should not think that we are doing so many different things in the same problem. It is just to make you absolutely clear about the concept, right? So what I could have done, I could have calculated del uv by del xy. So because if I do that, I don't have to do this computation. So in this case I have to take u and I have to differentiate it with respect to x and y. So if I differentiate u with respect to x, I will get 1, with respect to y I will get -1, and then I will take v and I will differentiate it with respect to x and y, so that I will get 1 and 1. So if I solve it, I will get 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. So this is actually the j dash value. So what is j? You know that j into j dash is equal to 1, so j is equal to 1 by 2. So I hope if you have seen the Jacobian video, you might be aware that these are two related. So del xy by del uv into del uv by del xy is equal to 1. Okay, anyway, so now let me write the original problem. So what we have to do, we have to write integration of x minus y whole square. So I am writing integration of x minus y, I have taken u, so I write u square, and then cos square x plus y, so cos square v, so I write cos square v, and then we have to write the limit of u and v. So limit of u is minus pi to pi, and limit of v is pi to 3 pi. So let us write the limit. First write the limit of u. Okay, so writing the limit of u is minus pi to, what is that, minus pi to pi, so minus pi to pi, and what is the limit of v? That is pi to 3 pi, so pi to 3 pi, and then we have to multiply it by the Jacobian, and we take the mod value. See, if we get something like minus 1 by 2, then we will take 1 by 2, we take the mod, so don't make that mistake. So I will write 1 by 2, and then I will write du and dv. So now it is just the computation. So 1 by 2 is a constant, will come out of integration. Limit of v is pi to 3 pi, and cos square v is a constant, and then u square du, so that I will get u cube by 3. Limit is minus pi to pi, and then dv. So that will give me what? That will give me 1 by 2. Limit is pi to 3 pi. Cos square v, and if I put pi here and minus pi here, I will get 2 pi cube by 3 dv. So this 2 pi cube I can write outside, so 1 by 2 into 2 pi cube by 3, and now we have to integrate cos square v. Limit is pi to 3 pi. So cos square v can be written as 1 plus cos 2v by 2 dv. So this 2 and this 2 cancel. So what I will get? Pi cube by 3 into 1 by 2. So I will get pi cube by 6, and limit of dv. So v and plus cos 2v. So that is sin 2v by 2. Limit is pi to 3 pi. So if I take it, I will get pi cube by 3, and then upper limit is 3 pi, lower limit is minus pi in the first term. And if I put 3 pi and pi here, sin 6 pi will be 0, sin 2 pi will be 0. So that is be 0 minus 0. I hope you remember that sin n pi is equal to 0. So what did I get finally? Pi cube by 3, pi cube by 3, and into 2 pi. So I got 2 pi to the power 4 by 3. So I hope you are clear about the computation, and there is no confusion here. Okay. So I think there is one small mistake here. Here it is pi cube by 6. So here also it should be pi cube by 6. So pi cube by 6 into 2 pi. So it is pi cube by 6. And if I cancel it, I will get, let me rewrite it, the whole thing. So this will be like pi to the power 4 by 3. Okay. I hope there is no confusion here. Just let me remove this point, which is not kind of needed here, and let me remove this also, so it is clear. So it is pi cube by 6, and here it is pi cube by 6. So this and this cancel, so I will get pi to the power 4 by 3. So you see, this is how the change of variable problems are done. We are already 35 minutes into the video, and I hope you have understood it. So before I end it, let me summarize the things. So basically, in this problem, it was not told that you have to change the variable. You could have done this problem without changing the variable also, but I would suggest you to think about this, that why not changing the variable is not a good choice. Because if you do not change the variable, you have to be able to compute it. You will be able to compute it, but it will be quite complicated. But you may ask me, sir, how did I know that I have to change the variable? Because the kind of equations that I am getting here, you can see we are getting something like x plus y is equal to pi and x plus y is equal to 3 pi. So we note that if I can take x plus y as u and x plus y as u, then u will change from pi to 3 pi. And similarly, here also we have got the kind of equation like x minus y is equal to pi and x minus y is equal to minus pi. So it is kind of giving us the hint that change x minus y is u, and x plus y is equal to v, so that you can change it very easily, right? And this part, that picture that I have drawn, was not needed. It was just to make you understand that how changing the variable has actually changed the orientation of this rhombus and has changed it into form of a square, right? So a square, or what I think it is a kind of a square, yeah, means length is 2 pi, yeah, it is a square. It does not look like a square but it is a square because the length of this is 2 pi, and height is also, or width is also 2 pi. Okay, so that is how the change of variable works. So in this video, that is all. I'll be talking about triple integral in the next video, and then, as you are requesting very from the last many days, about multiple choice kind of videos for revision and all, that also will be coming. But in case if you liked the video, share with all your friends, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.